What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Teen Titans Special Number 1. This is actually part 6 of an entire Endless Winter event. And, yeah, I haven't covered the other stuff yet. I'm going to cover it basically after this video, but because it is the Teen Titans and because I covered pretty much everything since the start of DC Rebirth, I'm going to talk about this thing and basically its place within this whole Endless Winter crossover in general. But basically, all you really need to know up to this point, really not too much has happened, is they were drilling in the ice and they came across this, they accidentally unleashed a character known as the Frost King, and he's blanketing the entire world in a winter thing. There's some ties to Black Adam, there's some ties to the Amazons, he's in search of his family. You get kind of like a rough idea of that, but this is also like kind of the first time we get a glimpse at kind of the new Teen Titans group with some of the older, more mentored characters, and this is after issue 47, so yes, we'll talk about it. I really wish this team wasn't still around, but they're around, and at least they're under the leadership of, previous generations of Titans, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and briefly summarize the issue. I'll get into some of my gripes and overall thoughts on the issue itself. So basically, back in the 10th century, you see Hippolyta, like Black Adam, and that they're facing off against the Frost King, Edwald, I think that's how you pronounce it. The storyline so far, I should say, with the Endless Winter crossover is actually pretty good. They're cramming this event in this entire month. It's like 9 issues, like back to back to back to back. Not sure why it's here, but I mean, it's still an interesting story. I actually have been enjoying the issues, like the banter with the League and stuff, and the other issues is pretty good. But anyways, so they go and fight, and then we come to find that Black Adam did something to this guy and basically cost him kind of his family, and that's kind of where we're at today. But anyways, so we cut back to Titans Tower, and we see the current Teen Titans are some are having fun, some are miserable. They're kind of watching over kids and stuff. Crushes just had enough of this stuff. Roundhouse is laughing, having a good time. Emiko's calling out Kid Flash to stop complaining about the whole thing. They're basically doing dishes. We see Roundhouse's mom, and they're doing hero things. So at least that's there. Kid Flash is frustrated. He's running basically a daycare at this point, and there they are. They're doing their thing, doing dishes, helping people, so I guess that's a good thing. Crush is like, our babysitters are back, and then Donna, Troy, and Beast Boy come in with supplies, and so on and so forth. So, again, so far, okay. I still don't like some of these characters. I still don't really like Roundhouse. I still hate what happened, but I'm going to try and, I'll try to let that pass, what happened in the previous thing, because it was under terrible writing. But then I'm reminded of something in a second. So they're basically there, and this is where the issue really kind of irritated me, is in this section here. So Titans Tower might not be at full working order yet, but I'm glad the kitchen's up and running. Here's the thing. I get we screwed up listening to Damian, but no buts, Wallace. This is how we help. Shut the fuck up, Wallace. I swear to God, like, do people not accept responsibility for their own actions? You went along with it. All of you went along and did things you could have left at any time. You made decisions too. You were in full, like, working with Robin in terms of, like, wiping the criminals' minds and doing stuff and just going along with everything. All of you are guilty of doing things, and I'm so sick and tired of the blame falling entirely on Damian's character. Yes, his character did bad things because the writing team was completely incompetent, and DC editorial was really stupid for what they did in that series. I mean, that Teen Titans book will forever haunt me with how horribly handled that storyline was. It just was a disaster as a whole. It's just a mess. But again, I'm so tired of this. Well, listen, we screwed up listening to Damian, but no, just shut up. And even then, like, I think what was it, the Flash books kind of mentioned that Eobard Thawne may have had something to do with his decision making, in which case, blame Eobard Thawne. I'm so sick of this Damian blame game constantly. So anyways, they're doing their thing. He's calling him Mr. Garfield, Mr. Beast Boy. He's just kind of a fanboy. And here they are. They're kind of smiling, having a good time when, the entire world's, falling into chaos. But go figure. So anyways, so they're doing their thing. They get word of this thing. So basically, Wallace is frustrated about the whole thing. Donna tries like, look, all you need to put what happened with Damien behind you. Again, I wish we could, but until things are fixed entirely, it's still going to be a lingering thing. God, that sucked. That really, really sucked. And I just hate bringing it up anymore. I'm glad we're moving past it. I'm glad they're doing heroic stuff. Donna's at least pointing things out. You're the one who said it. You screwed up with Robin and got people hurt. So, again, they all screwed up. So, again, they were irresponsible, all of them as a whole. And this whole blaming one person thing, no, you made your own decisions. You could have left at any time. You could have stopped the whole thing. You are therefore responsible for these mistakes. So I'm tired of the blame game. Just move on already. So Roundhouse is doing his thing. He's not written as annoying as beforehand. I still don't like the character. So they're off doing their thing. Titans together, so all are working in unison. They find kind of like a little frozen thing, and they find there's a girl there who has ice powers, and they're fighting more of these, frost giant looking things, and they basically stop them. Not much else there, doing some heroic things. The girl's name is Summer Zahid, and she kind of comes to find that she's kind of losing memory. She says Roundhouse social media thing told him that Titan's Tower was a safe place. Just get Roundhouse out of here. I can't stand him. But anyway, so they're doing their thing. Turns out she has powers. Then members of the Justice League show up, or Titans, or whoever we want to call them anymore, because I don't really know. So they show up. Donna Troy's like, hey, yeah, we're all doing pretty good here in our little school. And they're basically like, we need to go find the Amazons and get their help with this whole thing. So then the very end of the issue goes up, and then it leads into the next bit, which is going to be Justice League Dark number 29. So yeah, that's basically the issue in a nutshell. I have actually been enjoying the Endless Winter crossover event. Really not too much plot-wise kind of happens in this thing. It's kind of just like they find a girl, and she has ice powers. We're just kind of getting the Titans' perspective of the thing. We're getting kind of glimpses into where things are going to go. Next month's going to be Future State, which I guess I'm going to have to talk about, because I am intrigued to see what they're going to do with characters like Red X and stuff. And I know in March, Teen Titans Academy is launching, and I actually think Teen Titans Academy is a great idea. That's basically like what I always thought they should do with the Teen Titans, have kind of older generations coaching the younger generations and forming teams that way. It just seems like a logical thing to do. So I am glad that they are doing it. It sucks that, I as a Damien fan, that his character isn't going to be a part of any of this stuff for whatever stupid reason. I just don't know. But then again, maybe I am glad he's kind of away from this team and just how horrible they were as a unit. Again, that's a lot has to do with the writing. So, but again, I gotta try and push that aside. I would have entirely tried to like move on from it, but if they had not really mentioned it in this issue. But again, Wallace still blaming for everything that he did, and it's just really stupid. But anyways, this issue itself, it really wasn't too bad. It was fine. There was that one moment I did point out that really irritated me. It's like, oh my god, just move on already. You did stupid things. It's just like, well, we listened to... No, you were stupid. So shut up, Wallace. That's all I gotta say. And Wallace is just whining about the whole thing the whole time. Wallace could be a lot better as a character if he was written better. But again, he just kind of came across as a bit of a whiner this entire issue. Roundhouse, I still have a disdain for him. Even though there wasn't inherently anything awful with him in this one. Crush is still kind of there. Red Arrow is actually being more heroic, so I appreciated that. Beast Boy's being Beast Boy, so he's fine. Donna's fine. Really nothing too terrible with this issue. It's better than pretty much the majority of that, pretty much the whole Teen Titans run that came before it. So at least they're being more heroic. I can appreciate that. And I still like the idea of Titans Academy where they're just training the younger generation. So I like that whole thing. I'm intrigued to see where we go with this whole Endless Winter thing with the next couple issues, and there shouldn't be too much left, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But I will talk about the other issues before we wrap this whole thing up. So I know I jumped straight into this one, but because it's Teen Titans and I've covered Teen Titans and so on and so forth, but you really haven't missed much in terms of the other issues. It's just Frost King comes up, has issues with Black Adam. There's somebody named Stag who's basically trying to steal some Kryptonian stuff for his own research. The Frost King is just enslaving the world in ice. All that other stuff. Really not much, all things considered. But it is worth checking out, I guess. But what are your thoughts on Teen Titans Special #1 Endless Winter Thingamajig? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I think the only other thing I didn't mention was the artwork. I thought the artwork was pretty good for this event. Again, this is only like a 9-issue event. Why they're cramming this in along with death metal and, you know, future states so soon to each other, I don't know. Maybe they had the story idea and they're just like, all right, we'll just flesh this thing out in a quick 9-issue crossover, I believe. So yeah, but anyways, that's it. I'll be sure to come back next time and talk about the other Endless Winter things, and then I'll wrap up the Endless Winter event as a whole. So yep, go ahead and post your thoughts down below, hit that bell for notifications, like this video, share it with your friends, and as always, take care now, bye bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.